This is called one-part foam or spray foam, and these are used to help cut down on air leaks by sealing up gaps where you have maybe a hole in your drywall, or where a pipe comes through the drywall, or maybe there's a gap underneath your wall, around light fixtures, anywhere where there's a gap that lets outside air in and you need to seal that up permanently. This stuff works great. I have two different kinds here. This is the big gap filler, so it works on larger gaps, and this is for like a smaller gap filler. These are expanding foam, so when you apply them, they're going to expand to much greater than the volume at which you install them at. So you want to make sure you account for that expansion. They also make a special one for windows and doors that you put around windows and doors that is lower expanding. If you put this stuff around windows or doors, sometimes it can bend the frame of the door or window in and make it hard to operate the window. It can get bound up as you open and close that window or door. So you want to make sure you have the right product and for the right application for it. This stuff is kind of nasty. Once it gets on your hands, it'll actually stain your hands, and it's really sticky, and it's a mess to clean up. So I recommend using gloves when you're using this, and then I also recommend only using it in places that if it drips, you're okay with it dripping in that spot. So if you have a couch underneath this, when you're using it, move the couch away from the wall, maybe put down some drop cloths, things like that, because this does drip sometimes when it expands, so you want to make sure you're very careful of what's around you. If it does get on something that you don't want, the best way to clean it up is to actually spray it with water. Use a little spray bottle and spray it with water. The water helps accelerate the curing process for it, and then once it cures, you can come back and just peel this off of that surface instead of trying to wipe it up with a paper towel or something as soon as it happens. So it'll make much less of a mess if you let it cure on whatever it dripped on than try to wipe it up right away. If it gets on your hands, that's very hard to do, so you probably do want to wipe it off, and it does have instructions on what type of chemicals will help remove it from your hands, but I do recommend wearing gloves. And then this comes with a little straw that hooks onto the top of the can. You want to make sure you shake these really well for a minute or two before you start using them to make sure that the product mixes well. They also make some water-based ones that are a little bit easier to clean up, so that's another option too, if you want to maybe avoid a little bit more of a mess. But these work great for sealing up leaks in your home.